Chris from Promo Beast Audio Installation, and today we're doing a backup camera on this 2004 R32. In this install, we're going to show you how to install a universal backup camera to an aftermarket radio. Now, we're not going to show you how to actually pop this radio out. We've kind of covered a radio installation and how to get in the dash, everything in a previous video. Check the description. We'll have a link for you on how we install the radio on this car. Now, let's first jump over to the bench and show you what camera that we've decided to use. E-Rapta license plate mountable kit, which comes with a video trigger wire. Essentially, within this kit, this allows you to plug one end to the camera, and then the other end goes into the back of the radio. Now, if you have any questions on how to install a camera really properly, the ins and outs, and we'll have a link in the description that will certainly help you out. But we're going to use this kit, but it comes with your video trigger wire, power, ground, and the camera itself. We went ahead and plugged our video cable into the camera input on the back of the radio. Generally for Pioneers, they are the brown RCA input. And then this is our trigger wire. Remember this red wire that runs in parallel with our video wire? Well, we plugged that into the Pioneer's purple-white wire and kind of left that out of our harness because it's that wire that actually triggers the radio itself to go into reverse when the car itself is in reverse. Now, the other end of this RCA also has a yellow plug with a little red wire hanging off. This red wire will tap into the positive wire on the actual reverse light itself. So when that light is on, it cycles the radio over to the reverse input. Okay, so we got that plugged in along with all our other RCAs for other install videos here on this R32. We drop down our panel here, and we're going to run it along the kick panel, the RCA cable, to the back of the car. And we ran that backup camera video cable from where you saw in the dash out here. We just fished it with our fingers. You can see light through up underneath the carpet there. And then we just tucked it underneath the panel all the way to the back. So we'll get to that point. What we've done here is got that mounted just on the license plate bolts. And we just, as you can see, that just drilled a little hole that allows us access to run both the video cable as well as the power cable up into the back area. Got that all mounted just like so. Now if we flip on the other side, the back comes out like normal. There's no spare tire here, so we pulled out the styrofoam surround. And then this panel actually is just held on with clips, and it clips here, here, all the way down, up the other side. It literally just pops on out, which is super nice. With that out of the way, we have this grommet here that's unused, and we just drilled a hole through it, and then we're going to seal it back up to run that video wire and our power wire through. And then along the factory wiring here, it came to this point. Now we're going to plug the video wire that runs up to the radio into that. This is our video output from the camera. And then this is the power plug. We need to connect power and ground for the camera into the reverse light. So let's finish running from the radio all the way back here, the video wire for our camera, and we'll go from there. All right, so we went ahead and opened this panel, and with clips, here actually a whole light assembly pops out. And on the light assembly here, we have a kind of a black with a blue stripe. That is the wire that we need, and what we did is we soldered on our trigger wire, which is, this is going to connect into the video wires, that red wire that hangs off there, right? So we're going to connect that in there because that video wire is a little short. And then we also did the positive and the ground here of the actual camera, because this is the camera harness that plugs into, remember that red one there, that guy? Well, it also needs power, right? So we connected that into and soldered that in there. So we have the trigger wire and our power wire for the camera soldered in, and we're going to tape that up, zip tie it back, and then we're going to get our ground ready, and we'll show you what we're going to do with our ground. But we pulled this out just so you can visually see how that actually all comes out and wires in. Let's get this back in. We'll get that all taped up. We'll get our ground done, and we'll plug in the cables to our camera. All right, so got everything all back in, just like so. We did our ground here. We just used a wire brush, and I put a couple washers on there just so it's not, the screw's not directly on the ring terminal, but for our ground, we just cleaned that up and just made our own ground here. Run that video wire up. Actually just fit it through this panel, down underneath, as you can see here. on the factory wiring. Plug the video wire in, and then that red wire that we just kind of left hanging off the positive on the light, we tied that into the lead. Remember that red wire that was off the parallel of that, the RCA cable, connected that into that power that connected to the positive of the reverse light. So that's now going to trigger the radio over to go into reverse, and at the same time, as you saw before, it's also going to power the backup camera. So let's go ahead and get this all reassembled and do a little test. Okay, so we got the camera all in, everything's all done and good to go. Now in your settings, every radio is going to be different. You want to make sure you go to your camera settings and ensure that the backup camera input is on. The polarity will be battery because we've connected it into a positive trigger. With that said, we're going to go ahead and put it in reverse here. There we are. Back out. Very good. That's it. If you have any questions about this install, just go and post a comment below. Thanks guys for watching the channel. Appreciate the support, and we'll certainly see you in the next video.